Good morning. It's another great day to live the Cincy lifestyle, so thank you for joining us today. Mona, good morning.
Good morning. It's good to be back. And I thank Allie for taking over yesterday. You all had a great show.
Yeah, we missed you. We sincerely missed you. Hope to have the whole team together, but we had a good time yesterday and hope you had a good day off as well.
I certainly did. And some big news just happened this morning, Clyde.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, right now there's a lot of buzz about reports from ESPN, and thus far, to our knowledge, they are the only ones putting this out at the moment, but ESPN is reporting that the Bengals are releasing quarterback Andy Dalton. Of course, you know they picked up in the draft, the first-round draft pick for them, LSU quarterback Joe Burrow. So we, in our news department, sports department, are working on confirming this information with the Bengals right now. If we hear more, we will certainly let you know. But yeah, that's the big news out there this morning, and we'll see how that shakes out, how it develops. You know, Mona, the other.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. You know, the other thing too is as we go through this whole coronavirus thing, we're looking at a funny slice of life, if you will. So, apropos of the fact that this is National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day today, here's what we found. Here's a meme we discovered. We're gonna put that up on the screen. There's a guy with a plastic dog collar on his, you know, one of those dog shields. Don't touch your face. His dog is like, you know, it's for your own good. You've got to stop touching your face. This, of course, is turnabout is fair play.
A little bit of, that's right, a little bit of our own medicine there.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. That's a good one.
Well, you know, we did say this is National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day, so this is also a day for sharing,
It is.
you know, photos of your pets with us on social media, so we hope you take care of that.
That's right. You know, I can't let it go a day go by without thanking my hairstylist. It's sort of like that letter that you wrote to your teachers.
Yeah.
I mean, that you didn't write it, but that you shared about parents writing teachers about, oh my God, whatever you want, we'll get it for you. Please come get your kids. Well, it is National Hair Stylist Appreciation Day. And so we want to just appreciate all the hairstylists, all you do for us. And all of those, you know, my hairstylist actually dropped off a little mini
Care
flat
package.
iron for me to just get around the edges of my hair. So, right. I appreciate you, Derek, and I appreciate all the hairstylists out there.
Because, Mona, you and I know edges are all important. All right. Well, you know, we're spending a lot of time talking about various aspects of life under COVID-19. But some of the most interesting things about our community is not that particular story. It's how neighborhoods, cities, and towns here got their names. The Symmes and Ludlow names may be vaguely familiar from history, but how many know about the man for whom Price Hill was named? Well, fasten your seatbelts because his story is another one of those Cincinnati Curiosities. Price Hill carries the name of a man once described by Cincinnati's Episcopal Bishop Thomas Asbury Morris as, quote, the most pleasantly deranged man with whom I am acquainted. There is no question, but Reese Evans Price was eccentric, to say the very least. Although he was a quite successful businessman, a pillar of the community, and the impetus behind many civic projects, Price steered his own lonely course through the universe. He was a vegetarian and shunned tobacco, alcohol, coffee, and tea. He drank nothing but water, but refused to eat apples because God forbade Adam and Eve from doing so. He was vehemently opposed to slavery. And he was an early proponent of women's rights, going so far as to propose in the 1850s a woman party to earn women the right to vote. Although referred to almost all his life as General, Price resigned his commission in the Ohio National Guard to protest United States aggression against Mexico, which he saw as a ploy to annex Texas as a slaveholding territory. When the U.S. Senate met in 1845 to ratify statehood for Texas, Price marched to Washington determined to halt the process, barging into the Senate chamber to harangue the lawmakers. Price was a lifelong spiritualist, and his home atop Price Hill was often the site of seances by visiting mediums. Price financed the Price Hill incline because he hated to see overworked horses hauling loads up the steep hills from the city basin. Like almost all Cincinnati inclines, the Price Hill funicular deposited passengers at a hilltop resort. However, since Reese Price prohibited alcohol, Price Hill House became known as Buttermilk Hill. Throughout his life, Price published many letters to the editor in various newspapers. All of them are delightfully loony, interspersing crackpot theories with biblical diatribes. At least one editor nicknamed him the Prophet. Price did not limit himself to letters to communicate his political and religious views. He was legendary as a street preacher in Cincinnati and known as Father Price. The millionaire landowner was often found declaiming to the crowds along the riverfront wharves from atop a pile of salt barrels. Price's home was located near the top of the incline. After he died, the home was subdivided into apartments until it was demolished to make room for a parking lot. The Warsaw Federal Incline Theater now occupies that spot. A fascinating story, and now to talk with us more about it is the man behind these tales, Greg Hand. Greg, it's always good to hear from you. Sorry we can't see your handsome face this morning, but I do have a question right off the bat. Did Price Hill have a name before Reese Price moved there?
Interestingly enough, what we today call Price Hill actually had 4 names. Some of them survive in the names of streets that indicate where these other hills were. It was not seen as one hill. There was Mount Echo, there was Mount Echo, and let's see, what was the other one? Anyway, they all had separate names. And Price kind of brought them all together because that was the focus. That was where the incline went and brought people to Price's Hill.
Got it. That's over that second cup of coffee, those names will come to you, Greg, I promise.
Yeah.
So, how did Price earn his wealth, or did he marry into it?
Actually, he did both. He was, as we've indicated, a curious individual. He married into a very wealthy family, and his father-in-law deeded him as a wedding present a farm. Price decided that since he did not earn the farm, that he would work his way through the years until he got enough money to buy that farm from his father-in-law.
Wow, fascinating. So you talk about those letters to the editors at the newspaper. Just how eccentric were they?
Well, for instance, I have one at hand. He is talking about the decline of politics in the United States and says the democratic experiment ended with its death sign, know nothing. From the 4 dead elements came 2 elements, Republicans with the breath of national life and copperheads doomed to consumption and destruction in the forms of the Constitution contravene its principles, and the forms must yield and principles prevail.
Wow. I got lost somewhere in there, Greg. I got to tell you, I don't know what his point was, but obviously the point was that he was, as we said before, eccentric. So, and I also saw what you did there with at hand. But anyway, give people a little idea about how they can get in contact with more of your Cincinnati Curiosities.
First, I remembered another one of the Price Hill Hills, Mount Hope. Okay. There you go. Just Google Cincinnati Curiosities and you're sure to find the blog.
All right, Greg, thanks a lot. We certainly appreciate it. Mona, over to you.
Let's face it, our hair is suffering during this quarantine. So what are some things you can do to take care of your hair until your stylist can help? Well, today is National Hair Stylist Appreciation Day. So we asked an expert. And right now I want to welcome to the show Jesse Hoffman, the owner of Parlour Salon right here in Cincinnati. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Parlour isn't just your average salon, Jesse. Tell us how it's different.
At Parlour, we strive to be a space where creatives come to be inspired as well as inspire others with a focus on sustainability. We really try to be a leader in our city with the newest techniques in cutting and coloring. But our main focus definitely is on sustainability and supporting local artists.
Okay, that's really cool. So, do you have some tips that you would give for people who are trying to take care of their hair at home right now?
I would say the best thing to do at home right now is treat your hair well. Using treatments at home to be kind of like a way to have a little bit of self-care because we all need that right now. But also just treating it and conditioning it and maybe braiding it as much as possible, trying not to do a lot of heat styling because I know a lot of people can't get their hair cut at this time. So it's best just to treat it gently, treat it like a fine silk. So yeah, treatments are the best option, I think.
I like that option. All right, I got to ask you this as a stylist. All right, what do you think of those videos where people are trying to cut or dye their own hair?
Well, I would never shame anyone for cutting or coloring their own hair. I think that hair is a conduit for self-expression. So oftentimes I find it to be inspiring in some ways to see the bravery people have to try new things on their own hair. Can sometimes lead us to try new things as well as stylists, just to see where they can push their boundaries. But I also want to remind people that you can't expect salon quality results when coloring and cutting your hair at home. And if you feel like doing it, I'm all about it. I just want everyone to know that we are able to fix or adjust anything that they do at home.
I really like that you will be prepared to fix it when you're able to open up again. And since you are considered non-essential workers, talk to us about how you can help people right now.
I think the best thing you can do is leave positive reviews for your favorite stylist and salon right now. Another thing that a lot of our guests have been doing is purchasing gift cards for future visits and purchasing products from our online shop that we created during this time. That has been extremely helpful, and we're forever grateful for that. But also just reaching out to your stylist and letting them know that you miss them. I think that feels nice when that happens. So
I really like that idea. I really like that idea. So if people want to buy gift cards for the future or find out more about Parlour, how can people connect with you, Jess?
they can visit our website at www.salonparlor.com. We have a link to purchase gift cards, book online appointments, and also purchase product online. Yeah, and you can also follow us on social media. We're very active on Instagram. We've been going live, doing bang trim tutorials, and also doing, we created a program called Parlour Atelier where we're all doing tutorials and styling techniques that you can try at home.
Hey, that's fantastic. That's great. Jesse, thank you so much for talking to us. I appreciate it.
You know, PK, the director, has been expressing himself through his hair for the last 20 years. Coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, sound the alarm. It's time to recognize our heroes. We roll up the doors to see what it takes to feed the firehouse. So join us as we head to Colerain Township and chat with these first responders. We'll be right back.
Well, have you ever wondered what fuels our local firefighters? Well, food is a crucial element of their culture, and we had the privilege to join our local heroes from the Colerain Township Department of Fire. Take a look.
Okay, so when you think of firehouse food, you probably think of chili. Well, that's ridiculous. Don't do that, because firemen too have to eat something other than just chili. And right now we are in Colerain with the Colerain Fire Department, and I'm here with Nick and Phil, and we are cooking in the kitchen because they have to fuel up. Boys, what are we cooking today?
Go ahead.
I'm making a loaded chicken salad on a croissant with a side of tots and cottage cheese.
Tots and cottage cheese.
Okay, I'm Phil, and I'm cooking a pork loin with some roasted potatoes, and then we're gonna grill some broccoli.
Awesome. Now, first of all, it smells incredible because we have some bacon that's sizzling on the stove right now. What are some things that you guys have to keep in mind, and why is it different from cooking at home?
Well, one of the biggest reasons I think is you have all these different personalities. They've all come from different backgrounds, and there are all these requirements. People who are gluten-free, or they just don't do onions.
Don't do onions. Who's that guy?
And sometimes you have to and sometimes you have
Let's bring that guy in.
and you have to disguise it sometimes.
Yeah.
I've hidden onions in it. And this is incredible.
Tastes like chicken.
Exactly.
How many people are involved in the kitchen? And
If you cook, you don't clean up.
I like that. And do you enjoy cooking?
I love to cook.
You love to cook. And you have your staples, so you're cooking 2 meals a day, every single day. And I imagine the volume is through the roof.
Depends on the station. This
Yeah.
station can have as many as 11 people, so
So when you are cooking though, and this could happen at any moment too, you could get called to have to run out. How do you manage that? Because if you have bacon on the stove, and then you got a jet.
well, if it's a structure fire, everybody goes out the door, everything gets turned off because everybody's gone.
Yeah.
And it sits. If it's just a single engine response or a medic run, then only a certain number of personnel go, then you can kind of hand off. And guys are good at picking up. They know where you left off, and,
Yeah.
and they know the menu, so they're pretty good about jumping in.
Maybe add some new flair to it.
Oh, they definitely put their own twist on it if they get the opportunity.
So what happens if somebody completely botches a meal? How do you guys handle that?
They never cook again.
So basically they're on KP
So if
duty.
you really don't want
Yeah.
to cook, botch a meal, and then you're the cleanup guy for life.
Misconceptions. Do you think people have misconceptions about your day-to-day here?
They pay for our meals.
Yeah, some of them do. I mean, and we put in for that. I think the other thing is I think they think we sit around when there's downtime, and there is so much equipment to take care of and maintain. And then, like I say, we run a household just like you do at your home, and I mean, most people can attest that's work in itself. So.
Having just to manage that and monitor that as well.
And then the amount of hours, you have to have continuing education hours to maintain your paramedic certification. We have continuing ed hours to stay proficient in like swift water rescue, ice rescue. I mean, when you don't know who to call, who do they call? They call the fire department.
Lunch is ready. Come and get it. Lunch.
Looks yummy. Hey, we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, be sure to check us out on Instagram. That's where we post all kinds of stuff behind the scenes, pictures from here on the set, and while we're safely out in the community. So follow us on Instagram at Cincy Lifestyle. Quick look outside. Old Glory waving in the breeze. May she wave forever. Now, coming up tomorrow here on Cincy Lifestyle, have you been pining over pickles? Crying for some kimchi? Sad without your sauerkraut? Well, we've got just the thing for you. So join us as we head over to the Pickled Pig to learn about all things fermented and delicious. Plus some tips if you want to try pickling at home, Mona. And then we'll talk to a very
Ooh.
special
Then
artist.
we'll talk
She
to a
placed-
very
Yep.
special
artist. She placed in the top 3 of a tri-state competition for artists. So we'll have that for you tomorrow. Well, we're still learning, Mona. We're still learning.
Yeah, we are. We're making it through though, Clyde. I think we're doing pretty well, pretty well.
Yes,
Hey,
we
and,
are.
and we love it when you reach out to us as well. So, reach out to us. Yay! Let us know your show ideas. Let us know what you think. Always happy to hear from you. Hey, tomorrow is Friday, so we've got a special show for you, and we hope that you will join us. And Clyde and I will be here tomorrow for Cincy Lifestyle. Join us at 10 o'clock. We'll be right here, and we're so glad you joined us today. See you tomorrow, and make it a great day.
Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. Now, if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, be sure to make it a great day.